fan. So let me move on to the other thing that is definitely a wild card, and that is pornography. And it may not be something that people really want. I mean, everybody.
My feeling is everybody needs to hear it.
Yeah,
they really do.
Well, what's happened is that it used to be that you would, rent a Betamax or something, and you in a brown paper wrapper, and you take it home and put it on or whatever, and there's always been porn around, but it's just now it's just like unbelievable. I mean, the figures are startling as far as how much porn there is in society. We'll see if I can get to it while I'm talking, but it's staggering how much of this is going on, and it is definitely changing the way relationships are conducted. The $12 billion of the porn industry in the U.S., $100 billion worldwide, 8% of all total emails are porn related, 12% of all websites are pornographic. I mean, it's exploded.
And what's sad about that is the sex slavery that's behind it, and the men that are contributing to that. I mean, with these staggering numbers,
Well, I don't want to sound like an apologist for males, even though I are one. And sex slavery sucks. But it's, there's involuntary servitude or voluntary servitude. I mean, there's college girls saying, posting a website saying, hey, if you'll help me with my tuition, I'll help you with whatever your needs are. I mean, it's working all different ways.
Right. Those are staggering numbers, though.
They are staggering. They're totally staggering.
Right.
So all this tends to create what I refer to kind of as unrealistic sexpectations, expectations, but sexpectations. And here's a quote that kind of a cutesy line that I put in the book. Now that anybody with a smartphone can order up personally customized, including extreme or even perverted sexual desires as delivered by pumped up professionals, aided by silicon, steroids, and sexual skill sets beyond the capabilities of most mere mortals. How long does it take before fantasy fetishes replace and drastically diminish real human relationships?
Exactly.
So especially with guys, and this, I mean, women. There's some statistics about women fooling around outside of marriage. There, that are some people say it's almost as prevalent as guys doing it. There's some people that say women are involved in viewing porn, to a large degree. I think this is still mainly a male deal. I think affairs and infidelity is still mostly male driven. I think pornography is basically a male industry, and so it's the males are the ones. I mean, what you've got masturbation going up and sex for procreation going down, because everybody can turn on. Now you don't have to have the Betamax and the brown paper wrapper. You just you flip on your computer screen, and in 3D there she is. The girl of your dreams, 18 years old with implants and whatever. I mean,
totally unrealistic.
And then you go home to your wife, who doesn't look like that.
And she's been working all day, taking care of the kids. She's tired.
And you've got a problem. There's a guy named Dr. Bob Arnott that has been describing a new condition called sexual attention deficit disorder, or SAD. And he talks about that, exposure to too much erotic material gives men, especially men, but men and women, impossibly high targets to aim for in the sexual field. Porn can quickly become addictive. It's very isolated. I mean, you're basically doing it in the dark corner of your own of a room somewhere.
So it's easy to become addicted to it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the SAD analysis is that men who watch too much porn run the risk of losing their ability to perform in real life. Porn triggers feelings of self-centeredness, causing you to care more about your own pleasure than that of your partner. And, this is a trend that is likely to continue. 20 million U.S. adults regularly visit internet porn sites. It's happened in Japan. The Japanese men, because the Japanese women are gotten to be a little bit stronger than the Japanese men were used to, they don't even bother with them anymore. They just go and masturbate and to their little porn site, and they don't even have relationships with real women anymore. So this becomes unfunny. I mean, I get clients coming in and saying, every time I come into my husband's office, the lights are off, and then I walk in, and he slams down the lid of his computer, and I mean, that becomes a real.
And just to talk about it, there's denial.
Yeah.
There's definitely denial.
So, major change.
Right.
Both one third of both divorcing men and women rank sexual deprivation as the main cause of their breakup. The average not having had sex for 3 to 5 years. These are all statistics out of my book.
Yeah.
So you've got, if sex is important to people, and it certainly is to the male of the species, but you can see why females would give up on it after watching their husband, idolize, 18-year-old girls instead of them. So it gets to be a real problem. Moving right along, and that's a problem that underlies relationships and that I see as a divorce lawyer. I mean, I've had women come in and say, my husband's, fooling around. I go, does he have a new girlfriend? I went, no, but he watches porn all the time, and to me, that's fooling around. So everybody's got their own bottom line on how much of this they'll tolerate, but it's really proliferated beyond belief.